Hey, welcome back, Page Turners. This is episode number 21 of Long Box Weekly Comic Book Review, and this is where I talk about the books I love, hate, buy, and leave on the shelf.
Love it or hate it or buy it, maybe leave it on the shelf. Love it or hate it or buy it, maybe leave it on the shelf. Love it or hate it or buy it, baby, come on, leave it on the shelf. Love it or hate it or buy it, baby, come on, just leave it on the shelf.
And here we are with the most important part of the show, boys and girls. That's supporting independent artists. So if you've got a book that's been printed and you want to get an honest review, send it my way and I'll definitely put it on the show. If you're just an artist and you want to get some of your work out there, I got some homework for you. Draw me as a superhero or a supervillain working in the comic shop doing something comical. Doesn't have to be somebody that pre-exists. You can make it up as you go along. I trust you guys. You guys are the artists. You guys have been sending in some awesome artwork so far, and I can't wait to see what comes next. Thank you guys very much. First up this week, we have Batman issue number 29. Now, I really enjoy this issue because of Capullo's artwork, but I gotta say that the story, it's just not progressing that well. This many issues into the 0-year storyline, and I just feel like some major event should have taken place, some answers should have been given, and maybe even some holes kind of filled in. So I gotta say that as much as I enjoy this artwork, you guys are probably gonna want to pass on this. The 0-year storyline just isn't turning out to be what we were hoping it was gonna be, and this is just another reminder of it. So this is definitely one I'm gonna have to say, leave on the shelf. Next up, we have Wolverine issue number 3. If you're not too familiar with Wolverine right now, he's lost his healing factor. So it's made him rely on things like bulletproof armor and even guns at times. This issue, we see an appearance from somebody that I really feel is going to have an overall impact in the storyline and really kind of give a good reason for the storyline to be around. So I gotta say, this is definitely a recommendation, guys. Pick this one up. Next up, we have Monster and Madman number 1. This is a very interesting horror take off of Frankenstein's monster and Jack the Ripper. The artwork in this is very macabre, very grotesque, and just really, if you're a horror fan, this is definitely going to speak to you. I highly recommend you checking out Monster and Madman number 1. Next up, we have issue 123 of The Walking Dead. This is chapter number 9 in the All Out War storyline. There's only a couple of issues left in the storyline, and I really feel like these last few need to be serious. This issue starts out kind of slow, and I thought it was going to be a filler issue, but man, does it end on a note to where your jaw's on the floor, you're like, oh my god. So I gotta say that this is definitely a pickup. If you're not checking out The Walking Dead, you're missing out seriously. Definitely pick up issue 123 of The Walking Dead. Next up, we have Spawn 241. In this issue, we find out a lot more about Blood's real intentions. Cagliostro explains a little bit more to Jim Downing about his origin, and we get some serious information about what exactly the Dead Zone is. This is definitely a recommendation. Don't leave this one on the shelf. Pick it up and buy it. Up next is Sam Keith's The Max number 5. Again, if you're not reading The Max, you do not know what you guys are missing out on. This is a very colorful, whimsical, comical, and just an all-around action-packed storyline. You guys are definitely missing out if you're not checking out The Max. You know, you don't even have to pick up these comic books. You guys can go onto YouTube and actually check out The Max animation. If that really speaks to you, you're going to love these books. These books have been reprinted from when I was younger, and now they're just digitally colored, and they look amazing. The artwork pops just that much more. I highly recommend you checking out The Max. If you haven't heard me from the last episodes that I've said this, you guys seriously need to be putting The Max on your poll. This is a book you don't want to miss out on. Next up, we have the all-new Ghost Rider number 1. Now, I have to say, when I first seen the solicitations for this, I was a bit apprehensive. Kind of reminded me of, you know, like the Bleach anime or something like that, and I just wasn't sure if this was something that was really gonna, you know, make a good comic book. But man, I ate my words. I picked up this issue. From the first page all the way to the end of it, I was totally engulfed in the storyline. I really dug the character. I thought the story that was being told was really well, and the artwork is just phenomenal. I could definitely see this being something that could translate over to a cartoon or even an animated series. So definitely, this is definitely a pickup. Check out the all-new Ghost Rider number 1. And here we are with Superior Spider-Man number 30. And I gotta say, with one issue left of this book, I just gotta say that, man, you guys had a really awesome story to tell. You had some really good plot points, but I just feel like you guys you ended up with pie on your face. I don't feel like anything was accomplished in the storyline. You just kind of gave people a glimpse at a storyline that they really wanted to see unfold, and I just feel like you guys copped out on it. The way that you kind of did things in this issue, I feel it was just kind of like, oh, click, it's over with, and that to me was just, it wasn't worth it. Not to mention the extra $1 that you charged for this issue to give me a backup story for Black Cat, or, you know, or Scarlet Witch, or whoever it was. Black Widow, there you go, it was Black Widow. I don't care. I don't even care about the character. I don't know why you charged me $1 for me to read a story about a character I don't even care about. It wasn't even relevant to the storyline. So I just gotta say that, man, the first half of the Superior storyline, awesome. I gotta say that I was really digging it. I was really enjoying the whole thing that you guys were working out, but man, you guys have really ended this horribly. So I gotta say that aside from the cover looking really cool, Superior Spider-Man number 30, you guys definitely are gonna want to leave this on the shelf. Next up, we have Skull Kickers issue 25. Now, if you're looking for a seriously funny comic book, this is definitely one for you. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, you like that whole dwarf and barbarian type thing, this book is right up your alley. The lettering in this book is probably one of my favorite books that's lettered each month. I gotta say that I really enjoy this book, not just because of the story, but the artwork is fantastic. If you like video games, you like Dungeons and Dragons, this is definitely a book that I highly recommend you check out. Check out Skull Kickers 25. Last but not certainly least, we have The Walking Dead issue 124. Now, I did enjoy the All Out War storyline, but I gotta say that, the last two issues in the storyline, I feel like there should have been so much more that has taken place in this book. I do understand that you guys are writing for the trades, and that does kind of leave us readers, our monthly readers, kind of lingering for a good solid issue. But I got to say that this issue was really well done. It wasn't too eventful. There was a lot of dialogue that took place, but I got to say that if you're enjoying the All Out War storyline, this is definitely an issue for you guys to pick up because you're really going to like what happens in this issue. So definitely pick up The Walking Dead issue 124. Hey, page turners, there's a lot of books that hit the shelf each week that I really don't talk about, I don't give any attention to, and I just got to say that there's a lot of really awesome covers that I see come out each month, and I really don't give any respect to them, whether I like the book or not. There's just some books that I don't even put on the show. So with that being said, I'm going to try something new, and that's Cover of the Week. Name says it all. I'm going to find a book each week that just has a really cool cover, something I want to promote, put out there, and display to you guys. And it just so happens this week, it's George Romero's Empire of the Dead number 3. I kind of like the whole cover. I like the colors. I like, the whole basketball hoop with the head in it. It's just awesome. Out of everything that was on the shelf this week, this one kind of pulled my eye. So what did you guys think was this week's cover of the week? I'd really like to hear what you guys got to say. Well, that was it for this week's Books, page turners. Thank you guys very much for checking out this episode. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, and feel free to leave any questions or comments in the box below. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you again next week.
Love it or hate it about you, baby, maybe leave it on the shelf. Love it or hate it about you, baby, maybe leave it on the shelf.